I probably shouldn't do that. Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time we finished Case 8, we learned that Kazuma is alive, and his father was the serial killer long ago who terrorized London. Now, onward to case number 9. Twisted Karma and his last bow. Bow. Oh, bow.
Pipe in hand, Sholmes looked down at the thick, rolling fog outside our window. I wonder exactly how many mysteries are out there, hidden within this bed of fog, he said. Indeed, a most bizarre incident, born of a curious advertisement. A hellhound's mad gallop through the shadows of a serial murder, an executed man's graveyard resurrection in the dead of night. And a commonplace killing in a small, forgotten room at the edge of town. There is, naturally, always another side to every case, of which most remain ignorant. And it is that other side which compels me to the scene of the crime, Wilson. So quickly now, take your hat and let's be on our way, my dear fellow. For our adventure is not over yet. Come, the game is afoot.
Eight days after that earth-shattering trial, and Kazuma regaining his memory. We were in the foyer of one of London's most luxurious hotels, the Great Waterloo Hotel. First November, 10:24 a.m. Great Waterloo Hotel foyer. Or 48. Professor Mikotoba is due to arrive at any moment.
Yes, I'm so glad we got here in time.
Salstown hasn't been the same since what happened. Not that I'm surprised.
The truth about Kazuma-sama's father. Do you suppose my father knew?
He actually was the mass murderer, the professor, you mean? I knew that's what she was thinking about. There's a good chance, I say. I mean, they did come to London together 16 years ago, didn't they?
Yes, that's true.
Come to think of it, didn't you say that Professor Mikotoba knew about Kazuma going missing in Hong Kong as well?
That's right, but for some reason, he wasn't at liberty to talk to me about it.
That probably means he knows them. About Kazuma showing up here in London with amnesia, and that he's regained his memory now. It's been 4 days. No, it's not that fast in this world. I hate when they do this.
Ah, there she is.
Oh. Oh wait, no, I do give President Mikotoba the same voice as Sholmes.
Oh, father.
Hello, Susato. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. We're delighted you've arrived safe and sound. Hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Very kind of you to take the trouble of meeting us here.
Oh no, not at all. It's my pleasure. I gave him the same voice as the judge, didn't I? Trying to get my jaw relaxed up for this. We've heard all about your enduring exploits here in London, you know. The news has crossed the seas. It has? I always look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive from the steamships from Britain. Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man? And why do I feel as though I've seen him before? I take it from your expression that you can't quite place me. In that case, how about a little reminder, Seshiro? A firm tap should do it. Yes. A firm tap? What? Here we go then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, guilty. Ah! Oh! You're... That beard is pretty distinct. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Your Excellency!
Hello, Judge Jigoku. How are you? It's been a long time.
Good. You remember now. That really did the trick. Guilty. Only I was declared not guilty, wasn't I? And there was no laughing at the time. So, London again after all this time. Hard to believe it's been 10 years. To be honest, I never thought I'd be back.
Neither did I. I didn't imagine Japan would ever be invited to an international symposium like this. Though really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Seshiro?
What are you talking about, Yujin? Ha 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 ha! Oh, he's quite a jovial fellow, isn't he? Of course, does Jigoku. I can pronounce his name. What? I can't say it right now. You must complete the set. He's the other man who 16 years ago came to London with Kazuma's father and Professor Mikotoba. He's the third visiting scholar. Knew it. It was pretty obvious. The other person would be with like Prosecutor Baldy, or how his name is. Ouchie. Right.
Well, all those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a long time. I must say, I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you?
I knew you were jealous. Sorry? Ministerial status?
Yes. Did you know, Sessho here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Wow. And he has time to judge? Busy man.
It was his personal insistence that allowed you to take Kazuma's place here on the stage tour.
Wow, Strongheart made us go through all that with the Minister of Foreign Affairs letting us give us the pass. I really don't trust that man. Guilty as charged. Oh, well, thank you very much. He's really every bit as important as he looks. How does he get his beard like that?
Ah, yes now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Strongheart yesterday.
Oh, you did?
It appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved with 8 days ago.
That is wrong my eye.
About what happened 10 years ago. That tragedy.
Yes. Could you tell us any more about it? Oh. Could you tell us more? Oh. Could you tell us any more about it? Your journey from Japan. So, how was the voyage here?
Well, 50 days at sea is a long time by anyone's standards.
But it was as bad as when we first came 16 years ago.
No, that's true. Then I truly wondered if we wouldn't be drifting in the vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time, we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience. So you stopped in France's beautiful capital, Paris? We did, yes, though only for one night. And this day evening, we left the port of Dunkirk for Dover.
Just in time for the symposium, in fact. It starts tomorrow.
It's wonderful that you were invited to attend such an important international event. I'm very proud of you, Father. It's thanks to Cecil here. 16 years ago, he managed to integrate himself with Britain's Attorney General. I'm sure that's why he was invited. And I suppose you could say I'm something of an appendage by default.
Speak for yourself, Eugene. You are close friends with the professor of forensic science at a major hospital.
Yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up, really.
No. There's been a lot of water under the bridge since then, but it doesn't bring him back. Cosmo's father, I suppose. Not Dr. Watson? I feel like that's intended for Dr. Watson. So, Cosmo's father. The professor. The killer who took the lives of 5 members of the British aristocracy. Was actually Cosmo's father, was he? That's correct. Genshin Asogi.
Genshin. You knew, I presume, Father? Yes. He was a close friend at the time.
Genshin came to Britain as a police detective. He was studying investigative techniques at Scotland Yard. I've never understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts.
It was a closed trial, so the public never knew the truth. And he was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people know what really happened, even in our homeland.
But what about Cosmo? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father? No, of course not. He was told his father passed from sickness.
However, I suspect he may have had his doubts.
Oh, why?
As you know, I tried to guide Cosmo growing up, as if he were my own son. Then one day, he came to my office at the university and said, I have the urge to kill.
I've decided. I want to travel to Great Britain and study there.
Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death? I don't know. But when I looked into his eyes, I did know that there was no way I'd be able to stop him.
Something else came to light in the trial the other day, actually.
Oh, what?
Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and missing for almost a year, Cosmo has since turned up here in London, working as the apprentice of Lord Van Zeeks.
What? And you never told me?
What? That's news to us! See, I knew it too fast. So... Lord Strongheart's telegram neglected to mention that part then. Cosmo's reappearance. As you know, we both thought Cosmo had died on the steamship during our voyage to Great Britain in January.
But he didn't die. He's alive. as you knew, didn't you, Father? In actual fact, no. What I did know is that when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished.
You sent a team of investigators from Hong Kong to try to ascertain what had happened, but to no avail.
But he's still alive, and here in London, you say? Never dared even to dream it.
Why on earth did the young man not make contact? The government and the police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now. Wow.
Well, it seems that he was suffering from amnesia.
What? Amnesia? When we first came across him again here in London, he didn't know who either of us were.
I see.
He only regained his memory 8 days ago. This is unbelievable.
Yes, it's quite miraculous. I wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. I must speak with him urgently.
I wonder how Cosmo's been since these past few days. Would it be wrong of us to go and visit him? Your time in Britain. That began 16 years ago now. It's a distant memory, really. It was Yujin here, Genshin Asogi, and myself. We were the original three. First judicial scholars from Japan who traveled overseas to study.
Ocean voyages were not what they are today. I can tell you.
16 years ago, things were tough for their generation. Your father was an exceptionally fine medical student at New University at the time, you know, young lady.
Yes, grandmother told me.
He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy, practically unheard of in Japan.
Yes. It was an eerie place, sandwiched between the back of the prison and a burial ground.
Huh. Well then, I guess it's still connected. No, not more talk of graves. Very often, there's no one willing to deal with bodies following autopsy work.
So you see, autopsy labs have something of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons.
Not my cup of tea at all.
Do you remember that Scottish prison governor? Hayden, his name was? He was a good man.
Yes, but then, of course, in our 6th year here, everything changed with that dreadful case. When Genshin was arrested for a series of the most gruesome murders.
I simply couldn't believe it. I'd known the man for years.
I was a witness in the secret hearings, and I tried to speak in his defense,
But you went a little too far, and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you?
well, suffice to say that after that trial, we were sent back to Japan.
There was nothing more we could do to save Genshin. It was a lost cause, Sally.
Knowing how court cases usually go, I'm actually kind of suspicious if he actually did do the killings or he was framed. Because the truth kind of gets, like, swept under, like, that's like the common case of, like, Phoenix Wright games. Is that the truth really just gets, like, swept away by, like, all the surface level elements. And you, like, really have to focus to, like, find the nitty-gritty things. The contradictions within the testimonies.
Well, if you'll excuse us now.
Yes, I'd like to get this trunk up to my room as soon as possible. Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long.
I'll call for the porter then. Just wait here.
Oh, Salton's gone off at a run.
I'd like to stay and talk more. I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow. Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. I wish you the best of luck. Naruto, I hope you'll keep an eye on Susato for me. Keep looking after her, as you obviously have been. Oh no, I mean, if anyone's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me. Well, I do appreciate you being there for her. After all, I've been a miserable father to her. I've thoroughly let her down. Sorry? What do you mean? Well, it was 16 years ago that I started my long study tour here in Britain, you know. The very year Susato was born. Yes, I heard. That was certainly a choice. The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but I wasn't even there for it. Well, sadly it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life too. Oh! Right. Wife. No one mentions the wife. And she was raised by a grandmother. Pretty obvious what happened. I feel like that. Oh, yes. Susato-san hinted at something like that. It was a rather turbulent time at home. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. The point is, I became rather less dependable than befits a grown man. And it was then that Seshiro offered me the opportunity to stay here in Britain. I was just too worried about you to leave you behind. So perhaps I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London. So, that's what happened in a nutshell. And that's also the reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. Though the world does not readily afford young women such things, I must say. I completely understand, Professor. Ah, one other thing, Naruto. If I may be so bold, I have a favor to ask you. Oh, really? Of course. What can I do for you? Well, the thing is, Okay. I'm sorry that took so long. Mrs. Otto! Now then, allow us to take your bags. Allow me to take your bags. One moment, if you please, Porter. Oh, of course, sir. That machine around your neck is a camera, I believe. Quite right, sir. 5 shillings for a lovely photograph to commemorate a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir. Well, I think given the occasion, we could justify the expense. 5 shillings is 50 cents? Which is back then like 50 bucks? I don't know. Converting old currency to like modern inflation times is like really hard for me. It's like massively different. Like you can buy life like a day's worth of food for a halfpenny, wasn't it? Oh, yes, of course. I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Mr. Naruto. It really made Father very happy, I think. Oh, well, I'm pleased then. But we were interrupted before. Professor Mikotoba was about to ask me something. Shall we return to Baker's Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us. Yes, let's go. I'm getting more and more anxious about Kazuma, though. Perhaps I'll try to meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask after him. First November. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office.
Here's the final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings. I supplemented your original with the figures you asked for from the yard. I see. Excellent work. Thank you. You're welcome, my lord.
What's Lord Van Zeek's doing here? My, there seems to be an awful lot of tension in the air, wouldn't you say?
This place is stifling enough as it is. I mean, he did force the son of the man who murdered his brother onto him, so... Kinda awkward there. I kind of like slowly realized that I'm very much like a turtle. I just eat anything that's in front of me. It's a very bad habit. I do have an eating disorder. Alright. We really don't need any more attention. Shit, they see nothing. My apologies. I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress make you all but invisible to me. Oh, no. It's entirely my fault for wearing black. I'm sure.
From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here.
Now then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord? I'm right here. Kill me now. Is something wrong? Perhaps a little too hot in here for you. Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room in such a perfect temperature. If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face seem to suggest otherwise. Because of the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly. As you're no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London earlier today, I hear now.
Oh, yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited.
I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands then, Lord Van Zeeks. I will attend at once.
He gave you a very cold stare as he left, didn't he?
I know, but I haven't done anything. Have I? I mean, I guess I'm Japanese. That explains a lot. These past few days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion. Oh, right. Our fault. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service?
Miss Naruto! He's talking about Dr. Theis.
Ah, of course. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just, fear not. You've done nothing wrong. Dr. Theis' own wrongdoings precipitated the situation. You didn't concern yourself with it any further. That would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me. Lord Van Zeeks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since yesterday. Oh!
Missing? Shit. What's become of Kazuma-sama now?
Forensic Science Symposium. Not long ago, visitor numbers to the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million. Wow, that's huge. 30 million? Are there even that many people in the world? No, back then. Yeah, I guess so. It might have been pushing like 1 million back then, huh? Or 1 billion. Because North America would just be getting colonized, right? Like the Civil War just finished wrapping up. Wait, what age are we in?
As a comparison, Mr. Naruto, the population of the imperial capital, Tokyo, is 2 million.
I will be opening the International Forensic Science Symposium in the exhibition's main auditorium. This event has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparation and negotiations with other countries. It sounds like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations. 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques. And cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. Which is why this landmark first symposium had to be hosted here at the heart of our great British Empire, in order that Scotland Yard can become the leading investigative organization in the world. He's the same as ever, I see. That passion of his is quite something.
You're every bit as passionate in your own way. I'm sure, Mr. Naruto. How should you keep reading my mind?
I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It is my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the Yard from the ground up. So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has been a bare blow to my ambitions. Yeah, learning that they're corrupt is not a great look. But you know, gotta weed out the poison early. I should probably put this on breakdown sometime too. I also feel like we're almost done the game. The Forensic Investigation Team. I first established the Forensic Investigation Team a year ago, experimentally, to start with. Dr. Stice at the helm. It was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department. And can you not do that now? Obviously, nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. Six million Londoners will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancements in the field by a good 10 years, I'd say. Unintended repercussions of our trial.
You simply couldn't have overlooked what had happened here, though. What had happened, though?
Seriously. Of course not. We should all be grateful to you both. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way. Missing apprentice. About Lord Van Zeke's apprentice. Ah, yes. That came as a surprise to me, I must say. That you and he are old friends. How did he become an apprentice to Lord Van Zeke's in the first place? Why would you let a man with amnesia help a prosecutor? Seems like a security risk. It came about 3 months ago. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him hiding aboard a large goods vessel.
Oh wow. So he stowed away to get here.
He had no papers to identify him, no passport, and he was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact he was clearly of Eastern descent, there were no clues as to who he was. So I decided to assign him to Lord Van Zeke's. That way, I can keep an eye on him. But then, why the mask? I didn't want to burden Lord Van Zeke's with tiresome explanations about why he had an Eastern apprentice. Because it would become much more easier to explain why he was wearing a mask. because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask. He's proving to be a great help to Lord Van Zeke's. I have high hopes for his future. By the way, do you know where he's gone? No idea, but I believe he's left London for the time being.
Oh,
I take it you also didn't know. That the man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean.
Genshin Sogi.
Cosmo's father's crimes. What we learned from that trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my friend's father was... Oh yes, Genshin Sogi. The professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain.
There were such awful murders, and unprecedented, using a ferocious dog as a murder weapon.
And no one would have to believe the culprit was a foreign student invited to study here by the government. So the true identity of the killer couldn't be made public then. And can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him, and neither do the citizens of London.
The main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time, I believe.
Correct. However, it has been noted that there were some supporters of the professor's apparent cause. What? Supporters of a mass murder? The majority of the man's victims were a blight on the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Or so a fair few thinkers in London believed anyways. Right, I see.
But it was still murder, wasn't it? It seems very similar, doesn't it? To the idea of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Oh, I thought we were going to pursue that. Okay. I guess we'll get something later. First November. Show sweet. Damn, I can't get this piece. The hell kind of noise is that? You wee. What was that?
a man screaming. In a most unflattering way.
Do you think? Could have been Mr. Sholmes?
Oh my, I do hope not.
Okay.
I don't do it anymore. Mon ami. Stop this disgraceful display on.
Who are these people? Look at the hair! It's bright red.
I think they must be clients of Mr. Sholmes.
Yeah. Here. Wow, I really down my water fast.
Right then, you two. You're coming with me now. Down to the clink. No, nothing, please. It is dark and damp and I don't like it. Boss, the darkness, it is my friend. I am not scared. But you are only scared of the dark. Shut your mouth, you idiots! I will sit quietly in the dark and plan our next daring heist. I don't like these. I don't like it. What a tough! We're fish down in the yard. Now get moving. Bye then, Ginny. Have fun. Oh yeah, thanks Alice. And thanks, you're a great detective. Gina makes a fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie and Luno.
I haven't heard of it in a long time, actually. Hello, Iris. We're home.
Well, did you find your daddy? Yes, we arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, well that's great news. I hope I can see my daddy again soon.
We still haven't told her? Oh, God.
Yes, of course.
Dr. John H. Wilson.
So, Iris, all that remains now is that greatest of problems known to man. But before we concern ourselves with that, I believe some tea is in order. Don't you, my dear fellows? Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Do I have a crumb or such like on my face?
Not so much on your face as on your head, I'd say.
Come along then, everyone. I brewed a lovely special blend. Time for tea. Whatever is going on here today? In that case, let's sit and drink now. For I am, in fact, expecting a guest later today.
About your two visitors.
Mr. Sholmes, who were the two gentlemen that were here before? Oh, just a pair of petty criminals. Nothing of significance. Of course, they have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to all manners of infractions. When the mood takes you?
All manner of infractions?
But when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out. Oh my, you're the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes? But I quickly devised a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally. You should have seen Greg's. You should have asked Greg's to come too. We could have had an everlasting tea party. I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming. The man is consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for it, I'm sure. Aha! I have it. A bungler. That's the word.
It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. So, those redheads had been up to no good?
I wonder what the men did.
The greatest problem. What was that about the greatest problem known to man that you mentioned before?
Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes? How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance?
Well, I think I've heard talk of it somewhere. Possibly.
It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was newly proposed 40 years ago now. According to its author, Miss Darwin, we humans were once apes who lived in the treetops.
Wait, what? We were apes?
Indeed, and from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans. It has been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man. Our lot? What is this great problem, Mr. Sholmes? Why, is it not obvious, my dear madame? The problem of rent. But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Tuskbell only the other day? Pshaw! A large sum? One potted herb for Iris, and a new motor car for me later. And all of it has quite disappeared, I assure you.
You bought a car?
Honestly, Hurley, you know you squandered it. Yes, well, anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem. For the coming months, at least.
And what was the answer?
Why, there's a substantial clue before your very eyes. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let me see. Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There's one particular feature on my person that has changed. You should notice it. You should notice it in the end, I think.
In the end. It's been stabbing me in both my eyes right from the very beginning of our conversation.
I think we might need another clue before we uncover the full answer, Mr. Naruto.
Thanks for the hints. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on any longer, or much longer. Lie to it. Mr. Sholmes, isn't it about time you told us the truth? Just over a week ago, you said to us,
I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
the case aboard the SS Burrage in January. Kazuma wasn't killed, and you knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on?
That fellow was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Really? Of course, a side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew. But how? After they carried him out of the cabin, I summoned them in the lobby area. Then I made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in London as a murdered corpse. Oh, how horrible. It was necessary to find some material with which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course. But why? Why do in the first place? I will be at liberty to elaborate in due course. But for the time being, I would like to reassure you. I didn't foresee subsequent events. What events? His disappearance in Hong Kong. Oh! I believe I may have made a gross error of judgment. Mr. Sholmes. That's totally expected of you. I've seen your deductions. It's a miracle you've solved any cases. In fact, I'm now suspecting those cases aren't solved. Huh. Weird. First November. Naruhodo's legal consultancy. What to do? It's good news that Professor Mikotoba arrived safely, isn't it? Yes, it's wonderful. And the fact that Father has been invited to this important international event really makes me very proud to be his daughter. Your father, Judge Jigoku, us, and Kazuma, of course. There's an ever-increasing number of Japanese here in British capital, isn't there? Well, yes, I suppose so. But London does have a population of 6 million people. So I think we're still a minority. Since Asan's father, who came here as a visiting student 16 years ago, in Kazuma, it's almost as if some great power has been at work, drawing them here across the ocean to London. And I feel as though the waters are starting to swell again now. That desk is known as the hotel reception. Anyone wanting to spend the night has to report there to sign in for the stay. Oh, so you do think that's the head clerk behind the desk there? Yes, I'm sure it must be. I'd love to stay in a grand hotel like this for a little while, wouldn't you? Just to know what it's like. If the hotel fee was paid through our stipend, I'm afraid it might bankrupt our homeland. True. Nothing gives the word expensive a whole new meaning. Maybe there's something I can steal from him.
You could read all these books even if you were reincarnated 6 times over as a bookworm. Ha, mine will say differently. Can Lord Strongheart really have read all these?
Thinking about it, all this study is full of books that look as though they've never been read too.
Oh, really?
Peddlers of books are forever pushing their wares on him, you see. I think he's just too kind-hearted to refuse them.
That's a phrase for that, Burton. People would say they saw him coming.
It makes me wonder if perhaps the vast number of books on the shelves here are a sign of Lord Strongheart's overwhelming kind-heartedness.
I'm not sure you could afford to have a kind heart if you had to keep Lord Van Zeeks in line, could you? Yeah. Oh! Didn't know Cosmo's mask here. The mask Cosmo wore when he was assigned to Lord Van Zeeks as his apprentice. When he cast it aside after the trial the other day, I sort of picked it up.
We ought to give it back to him, I suppose.
But he has his memory back now, doesn't he? I can't help feeling he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself.
But isn't he your best friend?
Wait, so should I wear the mask then?
Can I become Godot?
Wait, what's that newspaper?
This looks like last week's edition.
What's that article circled in red ink there?
It's in an advertisement column. It says, "To the Red-Headed League."
The Red-Headed League? What's that?
I don't know. I never heard of it before, but... Is something on my face?
Clearly, this has something to do with that. Lively hair. The Red-Headed League article has been entered into court record. Well, I think that. Red-Headed League article. An advertisement for the newspaper that's entitled "To the Red-Headed League." It seems somewhat suspicious in nature. To the Red-Headed League. On account of the bequest of the late Ezeka Hopkins of Lebanon, TA, USA. Really? Okay. There is now another vacancy open, which entitles a member of the league to a salary of £4 a week for purely nominal services. All red-headed men who are sound in body and mind and above the age of 21 years are eligible. Apply in person on the morning of the 31st at the large park on Lime Street. Get £4 per week if you're a redhead. A most fantastic money-making opportunity. A most suspicious opportunity. It looks as though someone circled an advertisement in this newspaper, Mr. Jones.
To the Red-Headed League. Does that strike you in some way?
I would think that just maybe it might be related to your bright red hair.
So, at last you've learnt to apply my methods, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry.
The first instance, and quite indispensable, observation.
Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes closed shut.
So then, allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits.
Regale or boast? The Red-Headed League. So what is the Red-Headed League?
which seems to be the subject of the advertisement you've circled. You've noticed it in the paper then. That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment.
It was? How?
According to the advertisement, the Redhead League is a distinguished institution of fellows of unspecified governance. In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair.
That doesn't entirely surprise me.
But listen to what the lucky redheads receive once they join. An unconditional salary of £4 a week. Oh my, £4 a week?
But why? What are they paying people for?
That I don't know. No details are given in the advertisement. But surely every red-haired person in the country would be flocking to join that case. In that case... You're right, Susie. There's no time to lose. I'll put in my application at once. So will I. Just on the off chance.
That might be that might be stretching a point, I think.
The trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see.
Oh, I see. So once a certain number of people have joined, no one else can.
But as luck would have it, one member recently passed away. It wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes.
So you decided to join in his place?
Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a red-headed fellow?
No.
So why? Why did it have to go so wrong?
What on earth happened?
A blunder, Mr. Naruto. Though it pains me to admit it.
You're a blunder.
What did you actually do to your hair, Mrs. Jones? I'm glad you asked, Mr. Sato. What you see atop my head is neither dye nor a hairpiece. I changed the color of my hair overnight. By the wonders of chemistry.
Chemistry? So, a dye.
I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves. And in the course of my work, I stumbled upon a potion that, when taken, turns one's hair aflame like red. Would you like to try it? It'll make every hair on your body perfectly crimson.
Wow, that's a lot more extreme than I thought. I think I'll pass.
But Mr. Sholmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it? Amateurs are always hampered by such fears. Oh, I should have never doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to say? But of course, to earn £4 a week, one must be prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger.
That degree of red signals more than just a little danger, surely.
So anyway, Harry left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. For the park on 9th Street, where the Red-Headed League were interviewing prospective new members.
So what went wrong?
The whole park was chock full of redhead folks, like coasters orange borrow. I queued in line. I queued for 8 solid hours before at last I reached the front. But when the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?"
Yeah, that'll do it.
So naturally, I had no choice but to reply. Shh! Don't give me away. After which, I could do little else but turn and leave. Then, this morning, when I looked in the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that pair into the police. Oh. Oh dear. What a disaster for Hurley and those two redheads.
Dang.
Aha! Here's my guest now. My latest client. With money to spend. Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley.
Oh yeah, I thought Iris paid for the rent of the profits from the books.
Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating. Save locating a runaway, of course.
Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you?
Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially before the lenses do.
Jeez. Hey, it was jury number 2.
Mr. Sholmes. Oh, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Please, oh please. Please find my husband. He's run away. To upset me? I beg your pardon. Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruto?
I didn't say a word.
Come, my dear madame. Be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please. Of course.
What's the matter, Mr. Sato?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before. Very recently.
Yes, now you've come to mention it.
As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil. I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madame. Being offered a case to solve is a reward enough. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer. However, for contingent reasons, I trust you will remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir. This gentleman and lady would be...
Oh, me?
What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand? Ah, these are my friends. I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me. Ah, I see. I can vouch for the gentleman personally. After all, he's hard of hearing. Why did I ever get my hopes up?
Wait, why am I conversing with her? Mrs. Vigil. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps?
Oh my. Pshaw! My dear fellow, what is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion. Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week?
Ah, I knew I recognized her.
You have a man of fate. Have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh golly gosh. Oh gosh, oh golly. It sends shivers down my spine.
I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now.
It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean.
Pardon?
Oh dear. I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was fripperly, really nothing more.
Now look what you started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much.
I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner.
Yes. Mr. Vigil.
Tell us about your husband, madame. Mr. Vigil, my daily, is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here. An entirely unremarkable gentleman, by appearance at least. How long have you been married? It'll be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably. As it would appear, I need only look at you to know these things. Oh gosh! Your dress is of the latest style. Your hat clearly regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct? That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me. Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or another. Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened. Mr. Sholmes, I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? What exactly is your husband's line of work? He's a warder at the prison.
A guard? That is somewhat unusual. Prison warder.
So, your husband is a prison warder. That's right. Yes, well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Wow.
Indeed, I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation. Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they are carried out. Hurtful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors. Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged? Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes. Of course it's Barclay Prison. Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there is a large cemetery just behind it. Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery. No! Lowgate Cemetery. The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable. Sorry, Mrs. Sholmes. I'm afraid you lost me. Ah, pay no heed, madame. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? Your husband's disappearance. No, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing? Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday. I'm sorry, yesterday? That really is recent. Laughably so. The truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him not to make any contact for a whole day, that certainly has never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever can have happened? My dear Miss Vigil, please, calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police? Why, naturally, but sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for one day. I was asked to wait patiently at home. In truth, Miss Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track your husband down anyway. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. And furthermore, let me assure you, a chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. I only seek to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it. You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay you any sum you care to mention.
You seek only to put the sweet's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you've shared with us, Miss Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation. Oh, please report to me as soon with good news, sir. Fear not, madame. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure. So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes. Good news should be delivered early, I always say. If you'd be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession.
The photograph of Mr. Vigil has been entered into the court record.
Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two. Are you sure? I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her some good news, one might say. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of the day tomorrow. If, by that time, I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruto?
Don't look at me with those pleading eyes.
Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case?
Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, Ashley.
Excellent. And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean.
Ah, so you noticed that. Of course, especially with the mention of the Lowgate Cemetery.
Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison, so it was renowned amongst us students at the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned convicts.
Arclate Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated.
The professor.
And now a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it seems.
It's all very peculiar.
Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruto. Sorry? Run along the prison and see what you can glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried.
But aren't you going to go yourself?
Surely you needn't to ask. I can't possibly be seen with his hair. I can't possibly be seen out with his hair.
But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair?
That was quite a different matter. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy.
Of course you are. And I think that's a good place to call it for tonight. Where will this mystery lead us now? The murder of a prison warden? The truth behind the professor? Where Cosmo disappeared to? We'll see. Until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye!